Happy Easter, and thanks for stopping by my channel, Backyard Florida. It is in fact Easter morning, and thought I'd go out and film a little bit. There's a few things I want to document for my own records, and one is this big oak tree next door. They tore the house down, and I had filmed some other videos with the raccoon family in this tree. You can check those out, if you really cute videos of the raccoons. I nicknamed one of them Rocco. And I'm going to point this camera up at that tree. That is coming out tomorrow. So I'm going to miss the shade, that's for sure, but it isn't a really safe tree. It's kind of hollow in the middle. Obviously the raccoons were living in there, and they're long gone now, but the tree will be coming down. So I'm going to get some video of that tree in my neighbor's lot before they start construction. And we'll just go out here and take a look at the yard on Easter Sunday. I'm filming this right now from my Florida room. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm entering the next door neighbor's lot. It used to be a really charming 1950s house here. It was built in 1950. Classic mid-century house. And there is the tree that is going to be coming out. They're going to leave this oak tree. This tree, a Laurel Oak, will be coming out Monday. You can see where the old pool was. They didn't get all that filled in yet. I have a little shumared oak up front here that just leafed out. Tiny little oak. I hope it grows some more this year. This is a little Nandina, Obsession Nandina. It's not invasive. It's from the Southern Living Plant Collection. This is a little English dogwood bush. Some Florida natives, Walters viburnum. Another Florida native, Simpson stopper here on the corner. Unfortunately, is not in bloom yet. But here's something that's nicely in bloom for Easter, and this is the King's Mantle. This thing's really loaded, as you can see, with beautiful purple flowers with yellow centers. About 3 weeks ago, my azalea up front, I did another video on that, but that was loaded with beautiful pink blooms. My Southern Southern Charm azalea. I recently moved this podocarpus from the back to here to eventually block off some of the construction in new house. Same with this Florida native, this Southern Red Cedar. Last year this was 3 feet. It's already 6.5 feet tall. This African iris is about ready to open up its blooms. Matter of fact, I have some back there that have bloom for Easter. Another Florida native firebush. Last year, during the summer, this thing was loaded with red, orange blooms all over it. So I expect that again this year. And this little Florida native button sage lantana, just starting to bloom. I think they're going to take this fence and hedge out too, so got to make sure they don't damage anything over here when they do that. This is a tropical hibiscus. Here are my irises back here. This is my Nellie Stevens holly. And in the back I have, this is a pittosporum shrub, green pittosporum, and right next to it is Miss Frances crepe myrtle, which gets loaded with red blooms starting about July. Another button sage lantana. Got a couple black-eyed Susans there. And this is another shimmered oak, which is bigger than the one in the front. It's really leafed out. 3 weeks ago, this didn't have a leaf on it. It's doing really well. Got my sweet viburnums, Philippine violet. It's another red maple just starting to leaf out. Here's another king's mantle that's put out a couple blooms. About a month and a half ago, I ordered a couple little redbud trees. Bare root by mail. They were only $10 a piece. Planted one of them back here. It's already leafed out. This is a grouping of 3 Philippine violets. One of them actually has a small purple bloom. They usually bloom more in autumn than spring, but every now and then you'll get some spring blooms. This is an Oakland holly. Love this tree. I planted this for screening. Sweet viburnum. Here's the other redbud. These didn't have a leaf on them when they sent these to me a month ago, and now they've leafed out. Florida native marlberry right here. It's a good understory location for that. These are all Indian hawthorn up by the house. Some of these are still in bloom. I have this gigantic podocarpus that I planted here for screening from my neighbor's big house. I took about 5 feet off of this a month and a half ago, and it's really filling out again nicely. Very dependable screening plant. So that's about it for this Easter. Too bad the azalea is not in bloom. It would have been really nice for Easter. But about 2 weeks ago is when it really kind of conked out and dropped all its blooms. So I'm just going to leave you with the sounds of Easter morning. The birds chirping. It's really peaceful back here. By the way, I have more Indian hawthorn over here on this side of the house. And actually some more blooms here. These things were loaded with white blooms about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I mean, the whole hedge, informal hedge here was white. Bees were flying around everywhere. It was really nice. But some of our stuff gets started a little early here in Florida. And by Easter, a lot of this stuff is already bloomed. But fortunately, there were a few blooms today. Oh, I see another one. This hedge, which is most likely going to be coming down, is Cape honeysuckle. It has really pretty blooms. The elm tree has leafed out. It's looking great. And I got word that they're not taking that one down, even though it's kind of right on the fence line. So I'm happy that one's staying. Gives me some really nice fall color. So that's it. Hope you're having a great Easter, whatever you're doing. And appreciate you tuning in, taking a tour of my yard. I'll be doing another video on the 4th of July, and we'll see how everything has grown. Hopefully these red buds will get a lot bigger by that time. So I appreciate it very much. We'll see you in the next one.